You're listening to the Reluctant Adult Podcast. If you like what you're hearing, follow us on social media and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This is the way.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million.
This week from the internet, Hasbro's new Fantastic Four Marvel Legends want you to stretch your imagination far enough to believe that this Mr. Fantastic toy is supposed to look like Pedro Pascal. Plus, if bathing with a space alien isn't your cup of E.T., then maybe Sydney Sweeney can convince you to grab your rubber ducky and take the plunge. And Funko unveils a new Ghostbusters 2 pop assortment, but will we ever get to Splash Mommy? It's the Reluctant Adult Podcast.
Don't you be a dummy! Buckle your safety belt! Think, Billy. It's morphin' time!
Welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who's more plant fiber than man, Bill!
Hi, everyone. That's right. Thanks to Olipop,
Olipop.
the
This
accidental
week's-
soda that I meant to not get.
The cream soda that helps your gut. It's good for
Yeah.
the gut. No
Great.
ifs, ands, or guts.
Of
It's
all
funny
the
that-
sodas to get.
Is that
though,
like
I don't
is
know.
that like in the over 40 section of the supermarket where it's like
No, this was we were at Sam's Club and my wife was like, "Oh, I want to try these Olipops." And I was like, "You do you." And then I went to go grab a nice refreshing Diet Coke and there must have been some shadow cast on the can.
okay,
And I come downstairs with it and cream soda.
you're
My
blaming
least
shadow
favorite of
cast.
the sodas. Yeah.
You don't like cream soda?
I don't.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
it's my
struggle
favorite.
through it. Really? I don't know.
It's just the perfect flavor. It's like, did you ever have butterbeer at Universal?
No, but I've had birch beer. Have you ever tried birch beer?
I've had butterscotch beer or something, like at Publix. They
Okay.
have this, but it's like it's intended to look like butterbeer, but it's like butterscotch.
Yeah. No, you want to try birch beer. It's kind
Birch
of
beer.
like
Is it actual
sarsaparilla.
beer? It's a non.
It's not. It's a soda.
It's
a
sarsaparilla, so it's like a root beer.
soda. Yeah.
It's like on space. What is that at Magic Kingdom? The Carousel of Progress. And it's like, oh, I forgot we're drinking root beer now, not sarsaparilla. Do you remember that part?
Vaguely.
That was a very important part of American history where they switched from sarsaparilla to root beer. It had to be included in the Carousel of Progress. No, I do love
gotcha.
cream soda. I'm always sad because it's not in the cooler section when I go to Publix. Sometimes, on a very rare occasion, they'll have it, and I will grab it because it is the perfect taste, in my opinion. Clearly not your opinion, but that's okay.
Maybe it's a regional thing. Maybe it's just the sweetness in being down south.
No,
Up
'cause
here,
I
I
liked
just
it
can't.
back
I can't
then.
stomach it. Okay.
Can't say. I mean, that might be a bad one. Like there are some that are way too sweet, like that butterscotch beer I was talking about. Like I think that
Yeah.
gave me diabetes. Like for a day there, I had diabetes because it was
Instant
so
diabetes.
sweet. Instant diabetes. Yeah. I want to do a little what's the word? No, not recap. Follow up, something like that. I said something last week. and
Housekeeping?
Yeah, I guess it's housekeeping, but it's like it's follow up from last week, which I guess is what housekeeping is.
Yeah.
I we talked about the Super 7 Turtles and how people are starting to get the 2003 Turtles. And I said that... Okay. I said that the gentleman who designed them got fired from Super 7. But he was not the designer. So I want to clarify. Because these were designed by Brandon Gash, who we also follow on Instagram. You can follow him at brandon.gash. And then the paints were by Matt Keown, however that's pronounced. I don't know how paints work with digital sculpts. Like, did he paint them once there were 3D renders? Like, I don't know how the toy business works right now because everything's digital. Yeah. And soon it'll all be done by AI. Like, that's coming real soon. Like, we're just going to be able to make whatever we want and 3D print it. Like, it's the toy. If you work in toys at this moment, you know, God bless you, but maybe it's time to start thinking about a backup career because the future is coming real quick, a little too fast for most people, and we are not prepared. We are not prepared. Speaking of AI, we are last week we did our hooks at the beginning, and these are basically like headlines, and we use them at the front of our TikToks and Instagram videos, and I feel like they did well. I feel like this is a good addition to the show. I feel like those videos did pretty well, so we're gonna keep doing this. And I think it's fun because we get to be a little bit, we get to do a little acting here at the top. I think that's fun too.
I like the acting. I like that I can showcase an introduction to a segment as opposed to just seeing you, which is fine. But
which is fine. Yeah.
So here's my question for you, because I did not listen to last week's show. I haven't. Truth be told, I haven't listened to the full podcast in a number of months.
Sure. Great.
It kind of impacts my professional involvement with things at this point. Do you keep the hooks in the audio podcast, or?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. That allows the listener.
I don't really cut. Yeah, I feel like I feel like if I was listening to this show, I would like to hear all of the how the sausage was made. I think this is a fun part of it. Yeah.
It is. I think it's a good, fun little segment now, too. It's a quick one. But I also think that, hey, if you want to see how it translates to video, then
that's true.
It's a fun little thing. Fun little add-on.
You really get to see the magic of video. Yeah. Because it's like, wait a minute, they said that an hour ago. Now it's connected here, but you can't tell? Ooh. My God, how they're wizards. Yeah, a wizard, Harry. So again, these are headlines for stories that we intend to talk about tonight. And if we don't, oh well, this will not be used. But the idea is this is it's trying to grab your attention for the top of the video on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or MySpace, wherever these videos end up. So anyways, let's just jump into it. We each have our assigned headlines. We'll go, take turns. So, all right, here we go. Let me get into character. Marvel's first family might be the last Marvel Legends you ever buy. All right, you can go.
This Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic may stretch the imagination, but let's not stretch it far enough to say he looks like Pedro Pascal.
No, we're gonna get into that. It's really not very good. All right, here we go. The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast just crossed the streams. The complete Matt Cardona debuts a Kenner-inspired death match Ghostbuster. Okay, now you can go yours.
Hop on your Mason mower, fire up your Wagner Char King, and crack open an ice-cold Alamo. King of the Hill is back.
There's your M dash. That's what I was talking about. That's how you can tell that ChatGPT made it. That little line.
Oh, well, like I said
before
before
the for
show,
the audience.
It assisted. It assisted.
It's AI assisted. As our lives are AI assisted at this point. All right, this one.
100%. Whether you realize it or not, which you should realize it.
You should start realizing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I have a little prop for this one. Here we go. I'm gonna put my arm over the mic so it doesn't. Target threw in a freebie. Can you guess which order came with this training bra? There you go. I bet you want to know what that story is all about.
I do.
All right, you do yours. You go next.
This one's a fun one. This one I did on my own.
Yeah.
Because it ties into how poorly the other one went, which is just the best part.
It's trying.
So
it's trying.
It's a callback. It's a callback.
It is, yeah. That's great.
If bathing with a space alien isn't your cup of E.T., then maybe Sydney Sweeney can convince you to grab your rubber ducky and take the plunge.
You want to do it again?
I do.
Yeah, do that one. This one deserves it. This is probably going to get... Yeah, take a swig. Take a swig of your cream soda.
Cream soda.
Cream soda.
All right. Oh, it's too far. There we go. All right.
Okay, here we go.
If bathing with a... Oh, my God.
Oh, see, this is... Welcome to the world of voiceover. You fuck up once and you're done. You're done. No. You're done. You're done, sir.
All right, here we go. Oh, I got a little frog now. It's not fair. All right. If bathing with a space alien isn't your cup of E.T., then maybe Sydney Sweeney can convince you to grab your rubber ducky and take the plunge.
Yeah. She's selling soap infused with her bathwater. Like, she's selling it. It's not some, like, Japanese vending machine deal. This is legit. Right. We'll talk about that later. Stay tuned. All right. HBO just revealed the new Harry Potter cast, and shockingly, the internet is chill about it. Just kidding. Everyone's melting down. And finally...
Give me a 5-minute heads up, and I'll send the link.
Nope, that's not.
Oh wait, that's the wrong.
That was you read the stage direction. You said you read the stage directions. Classic.
I did.
Classic mistake.
I did. Oopsies. Oh, I got to work out these kinks.
Oh my god.
All right, this one I'm proud of.
Okay, here we go.
Aw, I thought it was going to be He-Man. Funko unveils their line for Ghostbusters 2, but will we ever get to Splash Mommy?
Splash Mommy, which is a reference to Ghostbusters 2, but also a reference to my new favorite podcast, Yes Have Some. Because you know that, right? That's why you put that in there?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I was going to say that would be amazing if you just happened to put that reference in there, not because we were talking about screen names and people from that show. All right, very good. So that is what you have to look forward to on the show tonight.
A little bit of it.
A little bit, just a taste. All right, you know what? I'm going to start with this. This was my favorite thing this week. So, if you listen to the show, you know I love those Target burbs. Not birds, they're burbs. And Target is, even though people are boycotting Target because Target got rid of a lot of their DEI initiatives, Target still sees money in the banana tree when it comes to Pride, so they put out a whole collection of Pride burbs, and they did some fun accessories this season, including this moving truck, a U-Haul. Now, you might be asking yourself, it's tin. It's very nice. It's like the red pickup truck, for Christmas. It's like red pickup truck with a whatever, but it's a U-Haul.
Like a Christmas tree.
What is the connection between Pride and pickup truck, or U-Haul? And I'm not really sure, but I did see some comment about how when lesbians become a couple, they move in with each other immediately. So I think that's the joke. So it's actually kind of like Target. I don't know if that's kind of throwing shade at the lesbian community. That's not very prideful.
Okay.
Someone will correct us if not. But the other thing they had a bird. Here it is. This is what is this bird called? This is an amazing bird. This bird was actually more money. This is Queen. This was an $8 bird. Normally the birds are $5, but look at the absolute masterful. I'm at a loss for words. This bird is amazing. It's got this wig, it's like Marie Antoinette or something. I don't know. But I think this one goes with the stage. So you can see on our blue sky here, there's like an opera stage. And in my world, when you have a stage like this, you got to put the old guys from the Muppets in there. So I found my Palisades toys, Statler and Waldorf, and I threw them in there. And their chairs don't fit. Not together. One chair would fit. We can't have that. So I just stood them in there, and this made me smile. I love this so much. What a nice way to display. You can hang it on the wall. It even has the little hang on the wall thing. You see the little teeth?
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Put them in the corner of your entertainment area.
They will,
and they can
will
be watching TV
proudly
with you.
Displayed. Yeah, so they will be proudly displayed.
Yeah.
So that made me really happy.
Wow, I thought that belonged to them. I didn't realize that was a Target prop.
$10 that was, although I feel like it's sold out now, so it's probably going to be a lot more. And then here is the Pride bird. This is very similar to the bird they released last year, but they gave her a rainbow sash, so she's very special. She's got her tiara up here. So I ordered 3 of these. I ordered 2 of these. That stuff I just showed you. And Target sent me a big old box full of that stuff. And then there was another little baggie rolled up, and I was like, oh, is this like extra pieces for the balcony or something? And I opened it up, and it was a set of training bras. So I guess Target figured, this is from Cat and Jack, which is like their children's line, right, Target? So I guess whoever was packing that box was like, this little girl's gonna love this. But no, that package of Pride birds was not going to a little girl, sir. That was going to a 41-year-old man who has no use for this training bra. I have 2 sons and a bosomy wife. She could not fit into that. So yeah. So I just thought that was pretty funny that they were like, this probably goes here, right? Just throw that in there. They'll appreciate that. So yeah. So that was my favorite thing.
Exciting. Yeah, wow.
Do you remember the MC Hammer Barbie doll from 1991?
I do.
You do. I wanted this really bad, and I didn't even care about MC Hammer. I just thought it was so cool.
Legit.
Too legit. I think his boombox
quit.
even played music. I feel like that was a thing.
Oh wow.
I love the microphone had to have the little handle so that it could slip onto his like straight out Ken hands.
As was the technology. Right.
As was the extent of our toy technology at the time.
Although I did make something disappear in front of you today, which was,
oh my god, do you have it with you?
It's in the car.
Okay, well we'll talk about it, and then I'll throw up some video.
If we go on break, then maybe.
No, it's fine. I want you to shoot some like professional video of it. So explain to me.
Fair enough.
You sent me this video of this Star Trek toy, and what was the toy you had inside it? You made it disappear.
I just had, I was over at my parents', and a good portion of my collection is still at my parents' house. Mm-hmm. I have 100% of my Star Wars stuff in my house, personal house. But all like Swamp Thing, a lot of the other stuff, even Turtles are all over there. And Star Trek is 50% over there and 50% not. So I'm missing my Bridge playset, but I left there for some reason, and I brought it home finally, was the Transporter playset. And it works in such a way where you basically, it's a stationary thing. There's a bulb up top you're turning on a light switch.
Yeah.
And all it does is reflect and cover up a mirror.
But it like makes it fades out, right? It's not like on or off, like it fades out. Yeah. It's very effective.
Something covers the light bulb in order for the mirror to kind of present itself. It's almost like a two-way mirrors type situation, but you can essentially make your characters energize, as it were. Yeah, I was like, holy shit. I'm surprised you'd never seen that. Yeah.
I feel like I have, but not... I feel like that should be incorporated into more stuff because it's so effective. It looks great.
It's fun. The kids
what year was
loved
that
it.
from?
It was like 1994, I think.
Fucking magic.
Yeah.
I would make a whole toy line around that. Like a magic, like a magician toy line. Like, why isn't there an action figure magician toy line? You saw the lady in half, you got a rabbit. Damn, that's a good idea. Let me write this in the chat GPT. By the end of the show, I will have a 6-figure set, an accessory, and a vehicle that we can roll out. Have that 3D printed immediately. I was at Ross today. RossCon. I know RossCon is the accepted term. I really wish Ross Moss took off, but I'm not going to push it. I feel like
I refer to it as Ross Moss in honor.
You do? You like it, right? Because it's like Christmas.
I do.
It's not a con.
Yes.
It's the Christmas. You're getting gifts. So Ross Moss, whether you celebrate RossCon or Ross Moss, I was there today, and I saw this Akato Ninja Turtle set, and I was like, oh, I have all those. You know, they have been, I think they're gone from Target, or most of them are gone. Maybe they still have like the big sets. But I saw the Foot Soldier, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't have that. I don't think that one's existed yet. So I picked it up, looked at it, and sure enough, it's a new set. On the back, it shows the other new set, which has Donatello versus Slash. So these are probably the end for this line, but I don't know. These did not get wide distribution as of now.
No.
So if you are a collector, you need to go to Ross and grab these, because this might be your only shot. But I was a big fan of this. Moose. Moose Toys makes these. They were kind enough to send us some, right? Or maybe they didn't send us. Did they send us these, or did we? Oh, they sent us like the classic cartoon color one. Is that what it was?
They did. Yes.
With the shredder, like the big set. Yeah, those are great. I think these are great. I love Akato. It's just Rock'em Sock'em robots, but like, you know, with more, instead of just like red and blue, like you could have all the characters. Like there's Sonic. We were brainstorming some other properties that would make sense for this. They haven't done WWE, even though they did Gujitsu WWE, but you know, it's the same company, right? It's Moose does all those.
Yes.
So I'm sort of surprised. And then they did a Gujitsu Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. They should do Ghostbusters. That would be great.
They should.
But
they should.
we
do
haven't
Marvel,
seen that yet.
Crying out loud.
They should do Marvel.
That's
Marvel would be
right
amazing.
there.
Yeah. Do they have DC or Marvel? They do have Marvel, because they had those.
They have DC as well, because they do
they have
Gujitsu
everything
for DC. Yeah.
I wonder if like this is too close to action figures, and Hasbro's like, wait a minute. It's like Hasbro's on a blocking spree. They blocked Blockies from doing that Devastator. Now it's like, get out of here. We're holding on for dear life at this point.
Right.
So I have started seeing a lot of posts about Labubu. And I said this to you, and you were like, oh, you're only learning about Labubu now? And I was like, I definitely have seen these before, but I paid them no mind. But all of a sudden, people in the toy, you know, action figure community are starting to talk about them and collect them. So I was like, all right, let me look into Labubu. So you being the expert, clearly, tell me what Labubu is. Try to say Labubu as often as you can. It's just fun to say. Labubu. It's like
from
Yogi
what I
Bear.
understand about Labubu,
Hey, boo-boo. Labubu.
is that it's part of Poshmark's monster line, and there's several.
Poshmark?
Yes. Poshmart. Did I say Mark? I feel like
I don't know.
There's both things. Let's call it
Poshmark is a thing. But I don't think it's, isn't it? It's Pop Mart. That's what it is. It's Pop Mart. Yes.
Pop Mart?
Pop Mart. Pop Mart.
Oh.
Yes, Pop Mart.
Okay.
It is a Chinese company.
Yeah.
They do lots of Disney, there's lots of Stitch. Yeah, okay.
Right. So these are like your vinyl figures with a little touch of fabric on top, in my opinion. But whatever, teach their own.
It's Monchichi. Do you remember Monchichi?
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. It has the vinyl face and vinyl hands and feet, but the body is a soft plushie.
Mm-hmm.
But the face is I saw someone refer to it as a gremlin. He's got like a big smile with pointy teeth, but he has rabbit ears.
Right.
And a heart nose.
So I mean, I've
seen
seen the videos where people are like lining up at the malls, and they're waiting for their little Labubus, and that's again not for me. Kind of like how Pokemon is right now, not for me.
No. Well, that's fine. You can't be a fan of everything. But I do wonder, as its popularity spreads, if we'll start seeing some licensing. Because there's already, maybe they're not Labubu, but they're Disney versions that are very close to the style. So will we see Ninja Turtle Labubu? Will we see Marvel Labubu? I don't think anything's off the table. Whatever is hot, everyone's going to want to partner with that if there's money to be made. But this article was interesting.
At this point.
Yeah, wherever money can be made, it will be made. This article was talking about how this is a sign, the fact that this is becoming popular is a sign that we are in for a recession, because people start collecting smaller things, less expensive things, and there are like, you know, $300 versions of this, but compared to like collecting cars or something, like apparently this is just historically a sign of a oncoming recession.
Labubu is the harbinger of the recession. That's great.
There's your headline. Labubu is the harbinger of the end of the world. And I feel like that fits in really well with Labubu, like that look on his face. He's very mischievous.
He does look sinister.
He does. He looks very sinister. So obviously I searched that on TikTok, so now my feed is almost entirely people. They're customizing him too, because you can cut off his pieces, and they're dyeing his fur body different colors.
Yes, yeah, I've seen people like mask up the face and the vinyl parts, and then put in the Rit dye and change his coloring. Yeah, but
I don't like it because they show him wet right out of the bath, and I was like, that looks terrible. Like, I need to see him all dried and fuzzy to see what the actual color looks like. So I don't like it. But obviously now I need to get a Labubu to do some investigation.
Good luck. Make sure it's not a knockoff Labubu.
I would even take a knockoff Labubu. Someone said that Five Below had knockoff Labubus, so maybe I'll... Because how much is a legit Labubu?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll if people care about this, we'll do an update next week. Maybe Paul goes shopping for his Labubu. There's a store in one of the malls that I definitely feel like they would sell this. It's like the Japanese. Well, I just said there was Chinese, so who knows? Yeah. But we will find out.
Where to find Labubu?
Where can I find a Labubu? Coming soon. Matt Cardona, he makes lots of toys of himself. Him and, let me hit refresh because I definitely posted an update to this. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Matt Cardona, the former WWE wrestler, current independent star, host of the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, along with Brian Myers, Smart Mark Sterling. He makes lots of toys of himself. He loves toys. He loves making toys, collecting toys. So... this is the latest series that he's doing, and I think there are going to be 3 figures, and they're all him. But these are made to fit in with the original Kenner Ghostbuster figures. So he wrestled a match in the flight suit. You know, he cut off the sleeves, obviously, but in the flight suit. So this figure is supposed to look and like fit in perfectly with those Kenner figures. So it's scaled appropriately. You can see it's an all-new sculpt. It's not like they took the body from one of those guys. He's a little bigger, gave himself a little more mass. Looks like he comes with a baseball bat wrapped in maybe barbed wire, but it's green.
Okay.
So maybe this is supposed to be like his pack-in ghost, because he's apparently going to sell these packaged to look like those original Kenner figures, and that I think is where the real value is going to be. Like, he probably won't open this, but like, if you can display this and there's like nice artwork that harkens back to that Kenner design, I think that's a really fun item. So I'm really curious to see what the final product looks like. So obviously the figure, go ahead.
I'd be interested to see if he has like the peg hole in the back. That would be the selling point right there.
Oh, for like a proton back?
Exactly.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Yeah, how it's like built up on that square. Like how far down the road of accuracy did they go with these? Yeah, that's a really good question. But this is really fun. So here's like the plain version, and then there's a bloody version that comes with a light tube. And I think he said there were 3. So I don't know what the next one will be. So these are not currently up for pre-order. He's sort of like teasing them out. I think he was selling the prototypes on Whatnot. But like, obviously you got to give it to a guy who just like, he goes and makes the toys he wants. Like that's cool. Like, we always talk, like we like fantasize about making toys, but he legitimately goes out, spends his own money, like takes a chance on himself that these will sell out and not like have to go ship to Ross like everything else. So good for him. I hope these do well. I hope they look good. It's a fun idea. I don't know like what the future can hold. Like, maybe add other guys from the show in the flight suit. But I think it's fun. I like it. While we're talking about wrestling, if you've been to Target and you looked at the wrestling section the last month or so, maybe a little bit longer, there's a 3-pack featuring 3 of the members from Evolution. No Ric Flair, because he's not under a WWE contract at the moment. So you get Randy Orton, you get Batista, and you get The Game, Triple H. So this was like, I don't know, $70, something like that. If they're all 20, then a little bit extra. Yeah, it's really like $70. But they, they'll have like clearance sales, or they'll have like sales where it was like down to 45 or something. $20 on clearance. So I had to pick it up. Can't pass up that deal. The funniest part about this, the Triple H figure, he comes with soft goods business attire from the waist up. So he's got the suit jacket, he's got the button down shirt and the tie. And like, compare this to a Mezco 112 Collective Gomez, which is also a suited figure in this same scale. Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is made by Mattel. Were these some leftover Ken clothes? Like, these are, they're like simultaneously too big and too small at the same time. The suit jacket sleeves like go up to his elbows. Like, there's so much shirt showing. And then the tie is like, it's just very weird. And then the collar cannot go down, so it's always up. It just looks so bad. But if you know that segment, you know that it ended with him ripping his clothes off and attacking Randy Orton. So I think the idea is like you can take off the clothes and you can have the Game there just in his slacks. So, but if you buy, $20, if you want to suit up all 3 members of Evolution, that's not too much money to drop to do that. So I'm sure there are some people out there making some better soft goods for these toys, but I just had to document how bad these soft goods look. And it's like, good on Mattel for trying, but the execution was just not there. Like, very poor job on the execution. Hopefully we do not see anything like that again, because it is just terrible. I would not display that with my normal collection. Very sad. Very sad. All right. Well, we got more to talk about, but let's take a break and we'll come right back. So this week we got a bunch of Marvel Legends reveals, and one of them I think was an accident because we saw this flame on version of Johnny Storm a couple days ago before the actual live stream event. So I don't know how that came to be. Like, someone uploaded it to the Hasbro Pulse too early or something like that. But then they did the live stream and we got to see the other 5 figures in the wave. So you get Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Thing, non-Flame on Johnny Storm, and the Silver Surfer, the female Silver Surfer. No Build-A-Figure Galactus, no Build-A-Figure Herbie, no Build-A-Figure anything, just the straight-up figures. But they come with some accessories. Mr. Fantastic has interchangeable stretched-out arms, and the Silver Surfer's got her surfboard and some blast effects. So not like a ton, but like more, better than some of them. But not like a plastic comic book, figure-sized comic book. At least better than that. So what do you think about these? First impressions. First impressions.
They're not very exciting.
They're not. I think they look nice together. But,
yeah, but
it's, it's the Fantastic Four. This is what they look like.
Right. You can't really do much different with them, like you expect.
No, and we've had a lot of Human Torch figures, and they all have to look kind of the same. We've had a lot of Thing figures. They kind of look like this. Like, in the trailer, we see the Thing with a shirt on a lot, but this figure has him topless. So either Hasbro was basing this figure on early concept stuff, or maybe he takes his shirt off at some point, and this is supposed to represent that.
I guess I prefer the Thing without the shirt off.
Without the shirt off, or the shirt on?
No, with the shirt. With the shirt on.
Shirt or no shirt? Yeah. Shirt or no shirt? No shirt. So you like topless? You like your things topless?
I like my things topless.
Yeah, I agree with that. Silver Surfer, it's just a naked figure. It's just a silver shape, not shapeless, but like it's just a you know what it is.
It's T1. It's T1000. Yeah.
It does look like that. That's right. Yeah. I don't know. There's that I can't, not Alex Ross. Who's the sculptor that does like everything good, and he does like a ton of Marvel Legends and GI Joe. Y'all know who I'm talking about. What is it, Ross Moss?
Yeah.
He posted that he did, I think, the Human Torch's human portraits, and then the flame on like effects, but I don't think he did Pedro's face. Now we need to talk about this Pedro Pascal likeness. There's something about Pedro Pascal. Hasbro has had a lot of chances to sculpt Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
They've had a lot of shots at it, and I don't feel like they're like taking advantage of, like they're not quite nailing that Pedro Pascal likeness.
So much so I had to buy that custom portrait a number of years ago.
That's right.
For the Mandalorian, because
yeah,
I wasn't satisfied with it.
No, it's weird. It's weird that it can't, like, there are some people who just don't translate well into plastic, like Mark Hamill. Like, we haven't really seen a great Mark Hamill from anyone. But clearly it can be done, because we know that months back, this guy made these digital renders of the Fantastic Four, and his Pedro is a little better. It's a little better. And we obviously have to talk about this because he put these out before we saw the Hasbro product, and it's very similar. He got that color scheme down pretty good. He put a little extra detail behind the title there. It's like the city, whereas Hasbro went for that very clean look. But he even got like the little die cut of the window. Isn't that crazy how close he got? Too. Well, he gave us a Build-A-Figure because he didn't actually make the toys. Yeah, you can throw anything you want in there. Gave you two heads for Reed, a bunch of hands. So if you're Hasbro, this is why companies don't allow solicitation of ideas, because then the person who sent the idea could be like, wait a minute, you stole my idea. Like, you got to give me some money. So that's why companies are like, don't send me your ideas. I can't legally look at them. Because if you saw these two back to back, you could be like, well, I could see a case where Hasbro maybe copied some ideas here. But these were probably in production well before the world saw the custom figures, or they they don't exist in reality. They're 3D models, but they look great. I would rather have this figure. I would rather have the not real figure. But I'm sure you could say that about a lot of things. So we got those coming out. They're starting to do test screenings for this movie, and you can never really believe the reviews coming out of test screenings, because historically the reviews for movies like Guardians of the Galaxy and Thunderbolts the reviews were bad. Like, we heard things coming out like it's a mess, blah, 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 blah. And those movies ended up being good. So the fact that we're hearing not super positive things about Fantastic Four doesn't mean it's not going to be a good movie. That doesn't mean that. It could still be a good movie. Apparently Galactus is very good. So as long as we have that.
It's probably a good movie for somebody. There's always a market for somebody. Somebody's got to like it. Can't be universally hated.
If it does turn out to be bad, do you think the world should stop trying to make Fantastic Four movies? Because it just doesn't seem like you can make a great one. Like, I still think this one could be fine. If it's not, that's strike 3, strike 4 if you count that one that could never officially be released, which was probably the best version of all of them. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll see. I hope it's good. I hope these characters really like reignite the Marvel universe, the MCU, and but like you said, the toys are not super exciting because they're just they just are what they are. They're humans in blue suits, and then the thing.
Blue suits, yes,
they're blue suits. So that was not the only Marvel Legends reveal this week. Let me scroll by all the things. Oh, this guy. Do you know this guy? This is like Green Monster Man. What's his?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
He's got
Gargantos,
a name,
but it's not his real name.
It's not his real name. It's like Shumagorath or something like that. And he was
right.
He's like a Doctor Strange villain, as it were.
Right, but the original
like an
name,
interdimensional.
What was it? They borrowed it from. It's not He-Man. It's what? What's that other character?
Conan?
Not Conan. Yeah, that name apparently is from the Conan universe. Conan.
Oh, okay.
Conan. So I took that photo that they did of Gargantos, and the background is from the Marvel versus Capcom universe. So I just made it look like he had school pictures that day with the lasers, and this is the pose the figure's in, where he's got like very sassy. He's got his arms crossed. He's very sassy looking at us. I thought that was a lot of fun. So this is a fun set. So these are some really like high caliber characters, some like off the wall characters, and some new, like, they're not straight up repaints. Like, this Wolverine is a new sculpt because it's got a different torso joint that really lets him bend over. He's got single jointed elbows. Yeah, he can get real deep, but he's got single jointed elbows, which is a choice. I'm not sure what the deal is that. We got a new Juggernaut that apparently has that same Hulk technology with this squishy chest. Oh. So if you like that, you got that going on for you. Captain America, this is our first Captain America with butterfly joints, because this version does not have the chainmail sculpted on there, so they're able to do the butterfly joints. We got a Psylocke, and she's fighting Thanos, which I think this Thanos has been released. I think they updated maybe the head, but nobody seems like super excited about him. But people want Psylocke. She looks great. And here is a Silver Samurai. Is that his name? I don't know if we've seen him recently. So it's so funny how many Wolverines we're getting, especially in that yellow costume. Like, we got X-Men 97 Wolverine. I think there was another one. There was like a background photo showing like another yellow suit Wolverine with like his beat up look, where his like hair is sticking out of the mask. I don't even know what that is from. But they just had a ton of stuff. Do I have it here? There he is right there. Nope, I don't have it. But you can find it from the live stream. So, and here's a Omega Red. And he's facing off against War Machine. So somebody said that the Jada Toys with their Street Fighter line must really be making waves, because they are the perfect counterpart to these figures. So obviously Hasbro can't do Street Fighter. Toy Biz did back in the day.
Right. So
I still have that Ken figure with the soft goods gi.
Yeah. They can make a parallel line.
They should, yeah. So here's the player select screen. Sabretooth Rogue. A very cute Rogue.
Yeah. So
there's if these do well, there's a chance for some more. And these are going to be spread out across a lot of different retailers.
I'm not too excited about that, because it's just like, it's one of those situations where they showed up at Target once. I forget, it was like some Secret Wars style characters like Doctor Doom, and they went right to clearance. Sets. Yeah,
right. That was a weird time. And that was sort of the end of Target having like consistent Marvel waves. Like, you would always have like the movie wave. You would have like Ant-Man, Guardians up there, and then that all stopped. I think Hasbro stopped making movie figures because there weren't any movies. They weren't making them for the TV show. They were doing like the What If wave. So, I think I don't remember what's going where, but like one of the big figures, like Juggernaut or Gargantos, will be at Target, and then at least one will be on Amazon. I think a couple, and maybe there's a GameStop. So they're spreading the love. They want you to hit up all their retail partners to get these guys. But I think this is a fun wave. I think they really have to start being creative if they want to keep reusing the same characters. Like, we saw some leaked listings for potential Marvel Legends waves, and there are some deep cuts. If that listing is accurate. We're gonna be getting some figures that I think that you can send right to Ollie's. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna give a damn about those characters, but everyone wants another Wolverine, right? Nice
Of course, everyone
Juggernaut,
wants their chance. Yes.
Captain America. But we were talking last week about the Maximum Marvel Legends, and I was saying that maybe Captain America would be the next one. But if they're doing it right here, if they're doing another Wolverine, like, you gotta spread it out a little. I don't think you could do another version of either of those guys as a Maximum. You can't. So who knows what we'll see? Are you still a big fan of G.I. Joe Classified?
I do, but I'm looking at I know the Ninja 2-pack is. I was excited about that one. I don't even know who that is.
No, but he looks cool.
I don't know.
Know what he reminds?
He's got all that.
He reminds me of super stretchy tacoid warriors or whatever is that. You remember that line?
Yes.
And they were just these sticky, like a sticky hand, like that consistency. The body was like a porous black, and you could stretch it and you could throw it at the wall. But it came with removable samurai armor. So that's like what we have here. He has interchangeable armor. Whoa, they need to do a black series. They need to bring back stretchy tacoid warriors as like actual action figures. Could you imagine? I need someone to make that happen. Who made those originally?
Matt Cardona,
the Deathmatch King. I also always super tacky stretchoid warriors.
Sounds right to me.
Tacky stretchoid warriors. So I added super in there.
You were so excited you put super in there. That's
I think it needs the super. If this was like a Power Rangers season, they would definitely add extra adjectives in there. Let's see. I'm trying to click something though. Let me see this. This guy just has they're all in a trash can. I don't know who made these. Does anyone know who made these? There was a guy with a British cross. He looked like a knight. But these were ridiculous because they could not stand because they had the consistency of a gummy worm. Like they were so ill-conceived. But I loved them because like in your mind before you bought them, they had like the unlimited articulation. You could put them in any pose you wanted. They could not hold that pose for any amount of time, but in your mind they were amazing. But the execution was just as poor as that Mattel soft goods on Triple H. They were not good. But that's why we're bringing them back. Major Wrestling Figure Super Tacoid Stretchy Warriors. That has a nice ring to it. Maybe that's an acronym for something. So anyways, this was revealed. Was this the only G.I. Joe thing that we saw?
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know,
it's not June yet, though. It's not June. Yojo June. It's still May. Well, when you're listening to this, it's June. Happy June, everybody. But this is a great figure. I don't think I've seen a new G.I. Joe in a while. Is there anything new out there?
My Walmarts are empty. They have that Cold Slither Super 7 figure of Zartan.
Yes.
On the shelf, and that's all I've seen. I was like, wow, look at that. Yes. Walmart doesn't carry stuff anymore, so it's like...
No. Well, speaking of Cold Slither, that is going to be a Hasbro exclusive for Comic-Con.
Yes.
Do you think there's going to be any trouble getting those exclusives over here? Like, was the disruption at the docks keeping that stuff from getting here on time?
I heard someone say today that if we haven't seen the docks, we should definitely go take a look at them because I heard they're a shit show.
If we haven't seen the docks, like we should just drive up to the docks?
Yeah, let's drive to the docks.
I don't want to go to the docks. I don't want to know that they're a shit show. we keep limping along. We're like, the shelves are going to be empty. It's like, they're not empty. Like, whatever, people figured it out. Like, there's always someone picking up the slack, making stuff work. Like, prices are more, but no one like notices. It's just like, it's like, I don't want anything bad to happen, But like, if we keep limping along and everyone's like, see, it's fine. Like, it's not fine. Stop. It should be so much better.
Yeah.
It should be so much better. Like, we need AI is about to replace 99% of us. We need universal income. We need to be able to just live our lives and not worry about work. Like, those are things we have to start thinking about. Like, everyone should have an allowance, a hobby allowance. So there's your money for toys. Like, vote for me. I'll figure this shit out. I gotcha. Don't worry. I know what people want. I'm a man of the people. I'm a people man. Bill, you're a man of the people because the people love King of the Hill. Speaking of kings, you are King of the Hill fan, King of the Hill super fan, and they dropped a little teaser in the form of the new open for the show.
Yes,
which is a nice like fast forward through we left
episode.
them.
It was an episode in itself.
Yeah, it really is. Say. So much happened.
What a way to play catch up. What a way to explain why we're moving forward. Obviously, the characters are older, but man, just like I must have watched it at least 18 times, and then I must have watched it another 5 at quarter speed because obviously. Yeah. The intro song and the introduction and everything, the intro credits goes by very quickly. And this intro shows the seasons changing, it shows the years changing, it shows different events. There's little Easter eggs, there's lots of fun little stuff going on. So,
well, I only watched it once, but I also downloaded it and I exported frames from it. So let's go frame by frame. So the very first thing we see, we have grown-up Bobby with a child on his shoulders, and we can only assume that is his uncle. His son.
Nope, that is his uncle.
That's his uncle?
Yes, that is his uncle, Good Hank, G.H.
That's right.
Yes.
Because this is Cotton's wife.
Right, so that's his grandmother.
Yes. Gotcha.
Bobby's grandmother, that's Dee Dee.
Thank you for clarifying.
Of course. So Dee Dee's doing well, and there's G.H. He's just being a good... Uncle, as I would call it.
He looks like Bobby, though. Those genes, pretty strong.
Yes.
So the next thing we see, the Hills are leaving. They have suitcases, and I think a bus comes to pick them up. And then I believe
they just come to pick up Bobby. I think Bobby is going.
Bobby goes,
but I could be wrong. Bobby's supposed to be a chef in Dallas, I believe.
Okay, all right. But Hank and Peggy do leave.
They do.
Because they come back later. So now we see a new character.
Right.
Now, does he live in Hank's home is the question.
So from what I've heard is that Hank and Peggy rent the house because Hank is in Saudi Arabia.
That's true? I heard that too. That is accurate?
That's what I've heard, and he's pushing propane in an oil. Well, he's pushing propane in an oil-rich country.
Right.
And what an amazing thing to do.
That is
because
very
of
funny.
course,
yeah.
Peggy, substitute teacher of the year in Spanish. Could you just imagine her if she just goes over and is teaching English? Like the plot lines of the show are just so amazing to me because it's like Peggy was just so terrible with her Spanish. But what if she just went over to a foreign country and then just started speaking very bad English and like I can teach them English?
A lot of material there. A lot of material.
So there is. So I've heard this character might be named Mohammed.
Okay, good. So he seems to join the group, and then because he takes Hank's spots, and they are there. Bill looks a little concerned, but that's okay.
I think he's sad. He misses Hank.
That's true. And then this is probably during the pandemic because they have masks on.
They're all social distancing. Which is great. They're all further apart.
That's true. They're social distancing. Dale has a mask on, but it's on his chin, which is very in character.
Fantastic. I think
for doing
Bill,
the bare
Bill
minimum.
There's another frame. Bill coughs, so he is definitely sick.
Okay. Bill has the COVID. And then we could see Boomhauser might have a family here.
Why does everyone call him Boomhauser? I don't understand this. It's Boomhauer.
Boomhauser.
You're the second person to call him Boomhauser.
It's Boomhauer. What kind of name is that? Is that his first name or his last name?
It's his last name. It's Boomhauer.
What's his first name?
I don't know.
You don't know. Maybe it's Boomhauser. Boomhauer. So
Maybe.
this child is too old to be his biological kid, but maybe he married.
He was a player, though. You never know.
He was a player. That's true. Yeah, the kid has a phone or a Switch there.
Yep.
And then Dale seems to be running for mayor. Yes, that is what it says. And his quote unquote son, what's his son's name?
Joseph.
Joseph. Yeah. Yep. Do we ever determine did Joseph ever he knows that John Redcorn is his actual father? It's left open-ended.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, so he's pretty dumb.
I don't think so.
And then they come and they remove the telephone pole, so I don't know what that means. Maybe they're getting fiber installed or something.
They could.
But everyone's
be.
gone except the new character, and he's still got a mask on,
Right.
so he's socially responsible. And then Peggy and Hank come back, and Hank does not like having the vote for Gribble sign there, so he picks it up. But here's Bobby. Bobby's back too. He's all grown up. He's all grown up. And so I think the internet has decided to focus on Peggy because Peggy looks like the years have been rough on her.
Right.
She just looks a little, it's funny because people are like, even in cartoons, like women are
right.
like their looks are,
it's like you see Bill Dauterive there. It doesn't look like he's aged a bit, but our main characters here, and obviously the kids of the main characters like Joseph and Con Jr. have aged up. But you look at Peggy, and then I kept looking at Hank, and I'm like, Hank really just looks like Drew Carey for some reason.
Oh, I
just keep seeing it. I just keep seeing it.
I do see Drew Carey there. Yes, that's funny. Yeah, but
and there is an episode where Drew Carey does join the group as Hank's new friend, and then they're just two alike.
I remember that.
But yeah,
we need to make his hair blonde and see if this is full on Drew Carey. But yeah, so Peggy, I don't need, like I was like maybe she was on Ozempic, but there's no reason for that. Like she looks a little gaunt.
She looks worn down.
She looks worn down, but it's like I think the comment was like even in cartoons women aren't allowed to age gracefully. Like it's not fair to her. It's not fair to Peggy. But so this is coming out on Hulu in August. Yeah. And we'll see how it plays out.
10 episodes. It's exciting.
It reminds me of how they kept remaking or extending Futurama. Like
oh sure.
They like it seemed like for a while that was just like consistently going to be on, and then it went away,
network
and
to
then
network.
It came back again. Yeah, it's so bizarre. So that's why I'm always sort of like, when they bring stuff back and it's not on like a real channel, like it's on Hulu. But I guess that's the world now. Like nothing's. I don't think anything is on a real channel anymore. Like we were talking about that new version of The Office, The Paper, and it's like, is that on NBC or is it on Peacock? Because if it's on NBC, I got to figure out how to watch actual TV again.
Oh sure.
I
know. I go. It's a foreign concept to me when I go to my parents' house because I'm like, Abel, what are you?
I know what.
And I go there. And I'm like, what channel is Turner Classic Movies? And they're like, well, it's on 585. And I'm like, I just don't talk into the remote and say Turner Classic Movies. What? They're like, no.
Punching numbers. Good Lord, could you imagine?
It's like a baby's toy.
It's
God,
like
a baby's toy.
God. I remember having to remember the channel numbers because especially during the Monday Night War with WWF and WCW, I have to switch back and forth. Like I need to know those numbers for TNT and USA. It's like you remembered them. And then the worst thing would be the cable channel would switch up the numbers for whatever reason. That would be the worst day. And really, I got to learn them all over again. That's the one time you'd use the TV Guide channel. Like, where do they put these channels? At least those.
Worst is when they would get rid of the channel and not tell you. That would happen.
I don't remember that happening with anything.
That happened a couple times.
G4, but I knew that was going away.
Yeah.
Man, I missed G4. But it wouldn't work today. Clearly. They tried to bring it back. It didn't work. We were very popular on the internet this week, especially with wrestling social media. I posted our video talking about the Jazzwares 3-pack with the golf cart, and I tagged some friends, including Jeremy Padower, who is the chief something at Jazzwares. He's like one of the top guys, if not the top. And he liked it. I don't know if I don't think he collaborated, which is like sharing it on Instagram. But you know who did? Sammy Guevara, who's one of the characters in the 3-pack. He accepted my invite to collaborate. He also posted 3 fire emojis. He likes that.
Wow.
But even more exciting to me, we talked earlier in the show about the target birds and the pride birds, and there is a bird, I don't think it's from this season, but it looks very much like an old 50s movie star, and that's the persona that Tony Storm has adopted. So I was like, I bet I could make AI use this as a source material and then show it pictures of other Tony Storm looks, and it could make them into birds. And sure enough, I got some pretty good ones. So here's one Tony Storm as a burb. Here's another Tony Storm. This is probably my favorite, even though it has arms instead of wings, which is really weird. Here's another one with a belt. It's very nice. So anyways, I posted this because I thought it was really fun. I tagged her. And she accepted, or her social media manager at least accepted it. So this got shared all around. All her fans got to see it. So I got a lot of likes, that got a lot of views. So that's the goal for this week. We need to have maybe Sydney Sweeney share our video about her soap or something.
Yeah,
we need
share the video.
To get
Don't
more
just share your
celebrities.
bathwater. Share the video too.
That's right. Don't just share your bathwater. So let's talk about that. What's the deal here? Because I saw this and my immediate thought was like, this is a joke, and it's like it's like promotion for another product, and this is like the marketing. But no, this is a legit thing.
Right. So a few months back, Sydney Sweeney became like the official spokesperson for Dr. Squatch.
Okay.
And everyone was like, "Oh yeah, all right, I can get around that." So now they've added. They've added it's a limited edition soap that's infused with drops of Sydney Sweeney's own bathwater.
Now, do you think that they sent her home with a little kit and they were like, take a bath?
Right.
Or is this promotional photo here of her taking a bath, this is where they got the water from to make it legit?
Maybe.
We don't know. These are the questions we need to know. Well, sure. So only 5,000 of these bars will be released. If you got one of these, you wouldn't use it, right? You would keep it forever, get her to sign it, maybe. Is this the creepiest thing that is like official to have her sign?
Did you enter the contest? No, I think
you had to enter a contest.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't just go to Target and buy this. You need to win.
Yeah,
is it free?
This soap.
If you win it?
I entered for free.
Okay, good. Well, let me know. When do they pick the winner? Can I still enter?
I think you can still enter.
Okay. Here, this is the best they could do for the caricature of her on the bar.
Right.
Like, that's not. Come on. I mean, this is probably AI. It doesn't even look that good.
No.
You can do better than that.
It's just a Squatch.
What are we doing here? Squatch.
I
don't even know what this is.
In true honesty, I only entered the contest for the show.
I appreciate your sacrifice. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Of course. My wife sent me the link. She said, "Look at this. It's gross." And I was like, "I already entered the contest."
It's gross. Yeah. I mean, it is gross. Like, it's funny that they're like trying to normalize the grossness of this.
Right.
Because that's like always the thing, like a gross character would say, like, "Oh, I would drink her bathwater." Like, that's disgusting.
Oh, of course.
But
yeah.
now
Could you mail me your underwear and your toenails while you're at it, please?
Well, I mean, that's just good business sense. That's
like
big business. That's a big business right now.
Sure.
If anyone would like to purchase,
you said, it's normalizing the fetishism.
The shirts. I will sell you my shirts off my back. I'll have to go buy a new one, but I'll have to sell it for more than they cost at Kohl's, but I will sell it to you. Yeah, so that's a thing. I hope this we need other people to sell weird things. Like, I want to see all weird shit now. Like, what's the weirdest thing we can think of that somebody could sell? We'll make a list. We'll make it AI it up, and we'll do it for next week. But it's very weird. So stop being so weird. All right. What else? There's more. Oh, the Harry Potter kids. Yeah, so they've been like leaking out casting info, but not confirming it for a long time.
Yeah.
But they have confirmed the children. They're no one I know, which is how it should be. Harry, they couldn't throw some glasses on him for this promotional photo. Like, I can't tell if he's going to look good. I don't know. This kid has red hair. That seems like that's enough. That's all you need. People were obviously commenting on Hermione and how her skin is darker. She's not as pale as the other two. But of course there is a play version, a stage version of Harry Potter where Hermione is a black character. And in this HBO remake, I guess it's a remake. It's just another make of the book. Severus Snape will be played by a black man, which, given what happens to that character, it will be interesting because we know that he is, in the end, Snape is a good guy. You know, he was there to protect Harry, but he is portrayed, and that's like a twist. So like throughout the series, seems like he's really hard on Harry, and he seems like he's a bad guy. And also, there's a part where they were kids, and Harry's dad hung him from a tree. So I don't know if that scene will be included in the HBO version of Harry Potter. It's going to be a very dark retelling of Harry Potter. But I don't know. My wife loves Harry Potter. Obviously, we do not care for what the J.K. Rowling has been up to lately. But I don't know. Is your family a big Harry Potter family?
My wife read them once under my advisement, but no, we're not huge into the Harry Potter.
Under your advisement?
under my recommendation, not advisement. My recommendation.
Oh, did you read them and then recommend?
I read them before she did, and I was like, "Hey, you should try these out."
We went to the midnight books for that a couple times, right? At least once.
Wait, you and I? Maybe.
I remember going to one. Were you not there? I went by myself.
No, I had
other friends were there. I think you were there. We went to like the Fitchburg where that was.
Oh yeah, I was there.
I think I made a shirt. Maybe not. I don't know. I was very thin at the time. I remember that. Biker Mice from Mars. A somewhat obscure toy line back from when everyone was trying to make their own version of the Ninja Turtles. They were just trying anything, like Cowboys of Moo Mesa and all that jazz. Nacelle, they put out a series of the biker mice. They made their bikes. You can buy them at Walmart. Some Walmarts have them on clearance. You can go at Entertainment Earth has them. Series 2 is up for pre-order, and it looks very good. These are renders, but they look very good. The thing that has really caught the attention of the internet, or the toy internet, is how many fucking accessories they come with, and these are only $35. So think about what you get when you buy a Super 7 Ultimate, especially with those 2003 Turtles. $55. You get just their basic weapons and then a couple heads, and I think that is it. But look at all this stuff this guy comes with. 4 sets of hands, 2 heads, a mask, a little piggy, a hot dog. He's got a hot dog. Just like packed to the gills. She comes with, maybe these are grenades. I don't know. She also has a hot dog. Is that a big part of the series, the hot dogs?
Must be. I don't know.
This looks like the character from Captain EO, who is in that from Skeleton Crew. He was in that cage. Oh, speaking of Skeleton Crew, I was at Ross, as I mentioned earlier, and they had a couple of the kids. So this is the young Michael Jackson. He will grow up to be Captain EO. I think that was confirmed by Kathleen Kennedy. And then this is the female Cyclops, like X-Men Cyclops. Like she has that visor like him.
Yeah.
So these were $6. I thought that was pretty good.
That is great.
Those are unique figures, like children figures to have in the Black Series. And then they had one of the Ghostbusters from Frozen Empire. This is Callie, Carrie Coons, and this is Ecto Stretch. I really wanted to see what the ghost is like because it's supposed to be really stretchy. Did you get any of these?
I got all of them, and I hope you're ready for some severe disappointment.
Oh, I'm always ready.
Oh, good.
To be
ready.
severely disappointed.
The Ecto stretch is absolutely nothing.
I'm just going to open it right now. But on the box, it looks like it stretches so much that it becomes transparent.
It does not.
Oh. What happened to truth in advertising? Tell me, please. I just want this so that I can make her character from the Avengers. Do you know that she was in the Avengers?
Yes, she was that alien lady. Yeah.
She was that alien lady, yeah. One of Thanos' goons. I don't think we have that in Marvel Legends yet, do we?
No, we do.
Oh, we do? Okay, well, never mind then.
Yeah.
All right, so here is Callie. She's got the square backpack hole, as we previously mentioned, so that's nice. Very flat butt. Not a lot going on there. It's kind of disappointing. Okay, so this is this is actually from the movie. This is like the garbage bag ghost. So
yeah, it's the possessor ghost, right?
Got a big old hole there, and then you're supposed to like put that on her head, and okay, there you go. So if you really stretch it, you can kind of see her face.
You gotta worry about almost like breaking it. Yeah.
Well, you got
then it
like
snaps the legs up. It's.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is fine for what it is. Oh, look, the little feet are sticking out. That's cute. Look at the feet. There you go. That's okay.
I was expecting it to be, one, more translucent, and two, a little bit like stickier.
Yeah.
Like almost like a sticky hand.
I'm fine with it not being sticky, because then it would pick up all the stuff from the ground.
Of course, yeah.
I always hated that.
I get that.
I think this is the perfect consistency. I think Hasbro nailed this. I would not change this at all.
This is the
perfect stretchiness.
Oh.
So I literally bought this just to show it off, and I will be throwing it in the trash, because I actually have the first set from the first movie, but I kept them on the card for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking. Someday I'll just get rid of them. But yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see a continuation of these like they're obviously not the real Ghostbusters, but it's like definitely inspired by.
Right.
But they didn't do. Did they do the original guys? I guess they did do the original.
They did.
Cast in this style, but not as old
men. Those. No.
Because they had an Egon. They had an Egon, and he was not dead. He was not a ghost.
Right. Yeah. So they did the original guys, and then they did kids, and the kids were larger than the.
Yeah, they weren't in scale. That was weird.
They weren't in scale, and then they went right back to it, and they added Paul Rudd and Carrie Coon's character.
Yep.
Yeah.
So whatever. I hope we get more Ghostbusters. Our friends from Yes Have Some will be very excited.
They're getting cartoon Ghostbusters on Netflix. It'll be all right.
Are we getting toys of them?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do we know anything more about that cartoon and what it's going to be?
No, but Ghostbuster Day is coming up soon, and Hasbro's
going to be there.
Many more stuff.
Something. What have we done here? Quickly, a bunch of new pops showed off. Ghostbusters 2. They got the guys in their gray uniforms that was only shown in the montage. Why even make these?
Right.
Did they have the slime blowers in the gray uniforms?
Ooh, I don't think so.
I feel like they didn't.
No,
but maybe in the montage? I don't know.
No, I thought they had to make them for. They just had them at the end of the movie.
Yeah, they just switched back to their tan or their khaki.
Yeah.
Although Casey Kasem calls them the boys in gray. So it's like, were those supposed to be gray? Like a super light brownish gray?
I'll tell you, whenever I've ever had to whenever I've cosplayed with the Ghostbuster stuff, we've always had to tone down the khaki look and make it grayer than it is. It's like this weird middle ground.
It's so weird with like film and lighting and stuff. Funko also doing Casper pops from the movie. So we have Casper here, and he's got a little, I don't even remember like the plot here. He's got a jug of something. What is this?
It's
like
the
a
potion
serum?
to make. Yeah, it's the potion to make him. Turns him into a boy for a day.
So you have the human form of Casper as a boy, which I was like, this is stupid. But then I told my wife about it, and she was like, every little girl's dream was to like be with this. I don't know the actor, but maybe he became something. But yeah. Okay. So and then you have Christina Ricci, and then the three uncles.
Yes.
Now I loved the Pizza Hut puppets that they
Of
did
course.
back in the day.
As did I.
So it's like
Yes.
I almost wish the pops looked like the puppets. Like those are so much more memorable.
It doesn't
to me
even
than
say
the
if these
actual
glow in the
characters.
dark. That's what I'm worried about.
They look sort of pearlescent. Maybe
They
they are
do.
translucent. There's
I
definitely
want
going to be
glow in
like
the dark.
a chase or a variance, like a store is going to
Yeah.
get. Like Box Lunch is going to have the glow in the dark versions or something.
Okay.
His hand is out, I guess, because he's like, "Come dance with me." Is that the deal? And this
I
is
think
her
so.
in her like at the end when they're at the ball. This is her look.
Halloween party. Yeah.
But why is there no the ghost of what's his name? The dad. What's his name?
Bill Pullman?
Bill Pullman
The
or
actor.
Bill Paxton? I think it's Bill Pullman.
Pullman.
Yeah, why isn't he ends up as a ghost at the end, right? 'Cause
He
like, gives
does.
up-
He does.
Yeah.
And then
We
and then
need
Casper
him.
has to use the special elixir to bring him back to life.
Oh, he gets to come back. Why does
Yeah.
that always happen? Why not make enough for two people? No foresight. And then you showed me this very cool box set of Back to the Future 2 with the hoverboard chase. You have Marty and then the 4 gang members, which is very
Right.
cool. These are so big. Have you ever seen these in person?
I have. They're massive.
They're ridiculous. And also, they're not just like pops you can take out. They're stuck to the base.
Right.
So they're
it's just
not
meant
even...
to be in the box forever.
You might as well just be a picture. It's like that that Darth Vader ornament I showed you. That's just like a printout, but like the
Yes.
Facebook ad makes it look like it's 3D. It's like it should
Right.
just be a printout. There's no reason.
Yeah, this should be your digital pop.
Yeah, this should be your digital. This absolutely should be digital pop. So come into a Walmart clearance near you. All right, let me check my list. Make sure we didn't miss anything. We're talking about Labubu a lot. That's good. Ghostbuster, Back to the Future, toys. I corrected the Ninja Turtles thing. I talked about that. I think that's it. I think we got everything.
All right.
Look at
Wow.
us.
What a show.
Wow, what a show. All right. Do you have anything else for this big
I got a
week,
new
Bill?
desk. I got a new desk with a
All right,
chair.
let's talk about this desk. Now, you sent me the picture. I intentionally did not respond because I have some questions about how you will use this desk. There's like the surface of the desk, and then it has 2 additional like shelf kind of things on top.
Yeah.
I'm concerned that will obstruct the view of you if you're going to record from it.
How
But
so?
maybe not. No, I guess
I
not.
have, I
was
have
thinking
more space. No, of course not.
No, I think you're right.
I'll be able
think
to get another
it'll be
camera
fine.
up there. I'll have more surface area. If I could take a picture of my current setup, you'd be like, yes, this desk is the way to go.
It's better.
It's better.
Okay. Well, I trust you. I trust your judgment. You did get that ring light from Goodwill, and that's really changed everything. That
Like
really
I said,
changed everything.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I want to make the studio as cheap as possible. So I found this desk on Facebook Marketplace. Someone had a yard sale. Everything's got to go. I went out there, grabbed the desk, put my kid in the front seat of the car to get it home. Terrible thing.
Should not admit that.
I don't care.
I'm gonna cut that out. What are they gonna do? Come for you? There's no proof that happened.
There's no. It's a safety
funny
issue.
story.
It's not against the law.
Is that true? There's no law that says a
In the
child
state
has
of
to be in the back seat.
in the state of Massachusetts, the child can drive.
In the Commonwealth
can be
of
in the front seat.
Massachusetts.
Yep, in the Commonwealth
Ship
of
it up to
Massachusetts.
Boston. Well, that's good. That's good for you. Obviously, we drove in the front seat as children, and we
100%, 100%.
100%.
And the
All right,
cars
well-
were less safe then.
You say that, but I feel like cars required less maintenance back then. Like I'm taking my car to the shop every month at this point.
I guess the airbag is the killer at that point too. The seatbelts never changed.
The
It's the
silent
airbag.
killer. When did they
Either way.
When did they make seatbelts mandatory? Because there was a time where cars did not have seatbelts, believe it or
No.
not. And people fought against them.
70s?
That's why they had to make them like
Sure.
automatic. They had to make your car beep if you didn't put it in there.
Well, I mean, there was a time where you could drink and drive. I mean,
During the pandemic, they allowed it.
oh, okay.
They had like drive-through margaritas. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that like the things they have to make, like nothing, like with a new technology, like there's no law. You have to make the law. It's like, can you imagine making a new law now? Like, good Lord, it's not going to happen. We would not have seatbelts or anything if that was a new.
I remember
technology.
my child's car seat in the 80s was a plastic bucket, and that was it. It had some straps.
I remember
in it,
we would just go in the trunk. We would just sit in the trunk.
Yeah,
that was the best. On the roof, we were crazy. And again, we're fine. Everyone calm down. No, now kids, booster seats, like sitting in the back. My kid's never going to know what it's like to sit in the front until it's time to get his first car.
Right?
From the back seat to the driver's seat. That's what they want. That's the future liberals want.
That was very funny. So, like, I moved real quick. I moved my daughter's seat to my son. Mm-hmm. And she gets a booster now, but I hadn't procured the booster yet. So I show my wife I'd cleaned my car out, detailed the car this past week, and I open it. Look how clean it is. She didn't notice that my daughter's car seat was gone. And then I was driving one day and I saw a booster seat on the side of the road, and I was like, "There we go. I'm gonna save some money there." So I picked that up, cleaned it off. New booster seat. And then my wife still didn't notice.
Not observant.
And then booster she's like, seats. "Oh." She finally saw it. And she was like, "Oh wow, you got one." And I was like, "Yeah, I found it on the side of the road. It was free."
I thought it was trash.
It was someone else's trash.
It was trash. Now it's ours. Now it's for my child. To keep my child safe. Booster seats don't expire like car seats do, correct?
They don't. No, they don't.
What a crazy thing that car seats expire. Like, imagine you didn't know that.
Well, like
imagine
what are you talking
about expires.
A car seat, if you're like in a little fender bump or anything, you have to get a new car seat technically.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because the molecules have shifted or something. I'm not sure of the science. I feel like this is propaganda from the car seat, from Big Car Seat. They're like, "Oh, you got to get a new one."
It's the same as a bike helmet. You land on the bike helmet, you're in an accident with your bike helmet, you gotta get a new bike helmet.
Well, that's because bike helmets have foam, and if your head crashes into foam, it makes it a little dense. But if the car seat doesn't hit anything, I fail to see how it's been compromised. Not that I will take that chance, because car seats are not that expensive comparatively to like hospital.
Well, neither are booster seats, but here I am picking them up off the side of the road like they are.
I mean, free is free. Like that, a good deal is a good deal.
Well, here's how I judge things. I look at the house that it came from. I say, that looks like a pretty decent house. It's a pretty decent car seat.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard. You're like, this house looks, this is a crack house. I'm not taking their trash. I need to go to the wealthy part.
Yeah.
What a way to live.
Point.
You just drive around the nice houses waiting for them to throw some shit out.
Hey,
oh, yeah. We got a new
desk,
blender.
That desk, that was a $300 desk. I'm telling you.
I mean, that is a crime on its own.
Just out in the front yard.
$300
came with its own office chair. I was like, yes, I am.
That's nice.
I am
that's
happy.
Nice. You were good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a shelf out of it. I got an IKEA shelf out of it as well. I'm going to hang the IKEA shelf, and then in the background, I'm going to have all my classic movie cars in the back of it. So
cars.
We're talking Batmobile, Ecto-1.
We're talking
Turtle Wagon.
The Al Bundy's
Turtle
car.
Van, Turtle Wagon.
Turtle Van.
Kit.
Turtle Wagon. You're gonna get the Ecto when
Sloppy
that comes
Jalopy. Yeah.
What's that? That's the Ecto one.
That was Oscar the Grouch's car, and follow that bird.
Ooh. Look at you. Some deep knowledge.
Yeah. Well, I love that movie. I might not like Muppets and Sesame Street that much, but
you don't like. Really I'm sorry. You don't like the Muppets. You don't like like you actively do not like them. You dislike the Muppets.
Oh no.
Tune in next week when my host will be someone else.
Okay.
I cannot. Look, how dare you? In the presence of.
Tune in next week when my co-host
Statler
will be this drag queen bird.
Oh my God. Has AI advanced to the point where I can have the Burbs be my co-host? Put it on my shoulder. So, Bird, what do you think about that? Shut up.
Tune in.
Okay.
Tune in next week when my guest will be Saw Gerrera. You'll never know where he is.
Why did he say that? Because they did. They kept telling him, we know where you are. They were right. He's like, nuh-uh. I'm not there. You'll never find me.
I just like all the memes that have come from that. That cracks me up. Those are my favorite things to watch now.
Oh, my goodness. He was barely in that, too. It's so funny. It was like his one thing he said, and it was the funniest thing. All right. That was a lot of show. I'm going to be editing this all night.
Oh,
all right, everybody.
goodness.
Well, you know what we say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
I still wanna be a toy.